I wanna know your name now. I wanna know.
You got a man?
I wanna know.
I wanna know.
I wanna know.
That song's just a tease from beginning to end.
I wanna
Tease
know.
it, you're
I wanna know.
teasing
I wanna know. I wanna know.
Ah.
Can you just say you're going to pay for something, please?
You know, I want to know how much your electric bill is.
I think. Why don't you wanna know that?
I want to know if you got a car, so I can pay your insurance. You know, some tangible stuff, real
Thank
stuff,
you, please.
grown shit.
Like,
listen, you know what you're back at.
yeah.
You know what you listen to. You know what app you went on to click on to listen to this.
Don't
Your
pay.
faves are back.
Back and better.
One of us was like on a holiday.
What?
Okay, she wasn't on a holiday.
What? I love how you're acting like this is just me. This was all just me.
Accountability, okay?
Take accountability for your own part that you played in this situation. Mrs. I am busy. I told, did I not call you and say getting through to you is like getting through to the White House?
That is true.
And I'm not even American.
You did say that.
So think about the difficulty that is as a person that lives in the UK trying to get through to the White House.
I'm not saying this, they missed you. They missed you. I'm speaking on behalf of the people. Our brothers and sisters that are supporters of SIS UK.
I'm begging.
To be fair, you never left.
I never left. You know, it's just life be lifing, man.
Life be lifing, but to be fair, you did give them a little bit of this and that on the Instagram page. If you haven't seen it, AY has dropped some spicy reels. Go and watch them, comment, and yeah, Team SIS UK all the way. If not, who you really rooting for?
Like.
And with that being said,
my baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line. Told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah. Girl, sit down and relax. Girl, let me put it on you, no time for chit.
Listen. Yo, what's really good though is your girl, Yezzir.
And it's your girl, AY. You done that already?
You are locked into another splendid episode with your faves.
Of course, where we speak our opinions, drop some gems, have a good old chat, chitty chat. If you don't like it, I'm going to remind you to kick rocks.
Boom, just like that. How you doing?
I'm alive.
People that are watching on YouTube don't know the madness that happened earlier, but we are back like we never left, okay? AY just came off a sabbatical after she's been sunning it up in the Seychelles.
I wish.
We had to literally kidnap her from...
Yo, you know, speaking of sunning it up, I'm low-key considering getting tanning lotion.
The girlies are doing that for the even skin tone. I've heard about that. It's not just exclusive to white girls. Actually, black girls can do it as well. I hear it.
I've been seeing lots of girls and it's giving.
Isn't it called bronzing as well?
Yeah, like a bronzing.
Yeah.
Because you know, in winter,
your
skin's not
sickly.
No. Because your skin, it doesn't glow the same way. Do you know what I'm saying? And I need people to understand this melanin be popping
every day. No days off. Come on. Boom. Now, speaking of the season, things are changing. On today's episode of Hey Sis, we're talking about schooling stuff. I know the last time we spoke about school, specifically TikTok, was some people were rattled. But it's not us.
Really?
Yeah, with the ages thing.
About the dating?
Yeah. We got some more school stuff. Because I'm just going to read this verbatim, yeah? It shocked me. I want to know if it's a good or bad thing. So this school is the first in the UK to force pupils to lock their phones away until the end of the day. The end of the day is 4 p.m. Wimbledon High School in Merton, southwest London, introduced the phone away box system during the summer holidays and enforced it at the start of the school term in September.
Sure.
So basically, we're going to be talking about the fact that, do we think this whole initiative that this school is doing is going to work? Should more schools do this initiative of making children, when they enter the school, come on, lock it up. And then you go see your phone again at 4 p.m. Let's talk about it.
Well,
your face was like, there's a lot of layers to unpack.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in the UK, it's a little bit different than in the US. Our fellow brethrens and sisters in the US, you know, like, it's a bit different because obviously I know that in the US...
They got metal detectors.
Yeah, and of course, like, with the madness that happens sometimes in schools, do you know what I mean? And I know I've seen people discuss about like, oh, if you don't want to get in touch with someone, and if they're in case something's happening, you want to make sure they're okay or whatever. So I think it's a little bit different there, but I'm not best equipped to have that discussion because I'm not living there. I don't reside there, so it's a little bit different. So maybe you guys from the US can let us know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
In the UK, if it happens, is it the end of the world?
No, I think it's so good because I think it might just be one of the things that helps to at least cut down on bullying.
Oh yeah, bullying.
Because most of the things that are happening nowadays is the fact that people have that joy of recording your shame.
I know, it's really annoying, and that's one of the things that ruins just experiences in life.
Yeah, from
you're
school,
scared to end
everything.
up on one of these
That's it.
what's it called, blog pages.
Yeah, because you can't. We live in a day and age where you can't fail quietly. Like you don't even have the luxury to have your losses done in your privacy. So when you go to school, and anything can happen when you're a teenager, a lot of embarrassing things can happen when you're a teenager. And to have every bit of that documented, like if it's a celebrity kid or a celebrity, okay, this is the lifestyle. Some signed up for it, some didn't, but it's because of the fact that you have the celebrity around you. When you're just a regular kid from Kent, and your shame is just circulated for everyone to see on Snapchat. It's like, my God.
Yeah. It really is sad. It's peak. I feel like I know that some of the kids wouldn't like us saying it, but I do think like you need to break from being on the phone all the time as well.
You do.
Because otherwise you start, I don't know, I feel like you need to just start believing that that's just life. And online life isn't your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Necessarily. Like some things that you do isn't necessarily the same things that, like some things that you do in your day-to-day life isn't necessarily reflected online.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, you need that little break because people get lost. And of course, like when you're young as well, you eat up everything and anything you see online. So I think a little bit break so that you can be present.
Operative word. I think it's going to give a different quality to your school experience. When you can, like you said, be present, you can be there. You're not going to be judged for what's seen. And also, you don't have to relive something that might be a trauma to you.
Yeah.
I know girls that in school, they partook in some things and they were experimenting and discovering themselves, if you catch my drift, on it sexually. And because it was recorded by boys and circulated, they had to change schools.
Imagine.
Because of that. Had there not been any phones in the mix, would they have stayed? Would their education experience be different? We don't know.
Yeah.
And the thing about the internet, once it's out there, it's there forever.
So I think it's good.
Yeah.
Personally, and then it's not like as if it's been rolled out everywhere. Anyways, do you know what I mean? It started at Wimbledon, Merton, like probably one of these more well-off schools. Or something.
Southwest.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that if Ofsted comes here and they're like, oh, this school seems to be performing quite well, maybe it's because of this.
Yeah.
It might be the rollout.
Yeah.
And also it will help with crime, I think. This is just this is a young hypothesis, only because a lot of criminal activity happens when people are able to communicate with each other. So if you can't do criminality because you can't communicate, it cuts it down. You can't meet up with this person to draw this person out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Till 4 p.m. is something though. But if it's needed,
what are they always on their phones or something in class like that? Anyways,
kids are always on their phone though. Let's be honest.
I know, but like when I was in school, wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean? Because I'm a young spring chicken. You did not just.
I had to clock in that moment. Okay, I'm clucking.
No, but for when I was in school, people had the phones and stuff, but I don't know, maybe because it was different times, so it wasn't as that distracting. But obviously, it did distract. But like you didn't want to be caught with it, because if you get caught with it, it's been taken away. It's kind of long. But for it to become a thing, it must mean that it's becoming disruptive in doing like lessons and stuff.
With all the apps,
and everything. So then you have to get that taken off, because a lot of people don't understand. Like this is a time, especially when you're in school, it's a time to just figure things out and like. You're being educated. Yes, the education system has its flaws and stuff like that. But you might like French. But how you like French if you're too busy texting or going on TikTok, watching videos and stuff like that. It's a time for you to figure out if you like anything and what do you like and why you like it and stuff like that, you know, especially when it comes to education. And it's also good to just, you know, keep that mind working. You're young. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think because social media, you see people do different things, and they so-called become successful. Not all for everyone, but everyone seeming like they're all becoming successful.
The viral moments.
With being influencers and being viral and stuff like that. People kind of decide they want to pursue that as opposed to trying to figure, do I actually want that for myself in the future, or do I actually want to be a psychologist, like a psychiatrist? Do I want to get into some sort of sports that's outside of like football or basketball or whatever, or rugby, or do you know what I mean, like, or cricket? Like, maybe I like, I don't know, ballet, or you know what I'm saying, like, or if I'm into music, it's like, okay, do I actually want to be a rapper, or maybe I want to be a composer? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just gives you the opportunity to figure out new things.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's been like, do I like science? Or maybe I want to get into biolab, like stuff like that. It just gives you a chance to figure out things outside of the usual. Being an influencer, or make this money, chase car money, chase cars. Because I feel like young boys and girls are kind of getting caught up in that, and I do hear like even like some young girls talking about all these demands that they would require from these young boys to get them this bag and this design. And I'm thinking, designer what? You can't count. Can you just worry about counting? And then you can figure out, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and yes, I know you've got kids who are born through wealth. Yeah. And so they have the luxury of worrying about designer and all of those things. Yeah. But quite a few of them, quite a few of them, their parents give a fuck about their education, because they want them to be able to either be eventually like get to be running that business, to be CEO of that company and stuff like that. So they care about them having some form of education. Now, it doesn't mean that they're all as bright, they're all mad, bright and stuff like that, because obviously they get away with stuff, and when you've got privilege like money, you can get away with things, but they still care about some sort of about their education and stuff like that. So I think it's important to be a bit more attentive in class and stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's good for your education. Your brain. No, of course. There's other things out there in the world than just being an influencer. And also these influencers, and not everybody is making money.
Packaging. See, the influencer game is that packaging and how you present yourself will make people perceive you're in a position that you're not necessarily in. And the thing is, if you're lower middle class, working class children, this getting to the bag culture can be very detrimental, because on your mind, you're chasing money and you're not able to develop and actually discover yourself, see what you like, and naturally fall into the things that make you successful and have a career that you want to wake up to and actually go to. But when we normalize things like grinding, which is just really a nice way of saying suffering, and we normalize things, get into the bag, which is really chasing money and making money by any means necessary, this is not going to be the recipe for successful and happy people whose mental health is, you know, in the right place.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually scared for future generations.
Yeah, like I feel like, and especially like I know that, okay, cool. Right now, the working environment, they don't exactly create spaces for people to want to grow and develop more in businesses, because in some of the businesses, quite a lot of businesses actually, because of the way they've set things up. Yeah. But then this could be opportunity for you guys to do something about that by creating your own businesses. Yeah. Or do you know what I mean? Or be that person that you come in that could help make some sort of a change for that. Do you get what I'm saying? For yourself, or maybe the future generation after that. Because if no one's trying to help each other out, or at least the people after that, then we're all just going to be here stuck. No. Stuck and hating.
Facts. But you see that helping out, it's not going to happen. We are too selfish as a people to want to say, you know what, I want to help you out of the goodness of my heart. I see something in you and I just want to help you. In this society, when everyone is doing every man for themselves, and there is no such thing as merit. Yeah. Merit went out the window as soon as nepotism came into the room.
No facts.
So shout out to all the nepo babies, man. living la vida loca. If I was a nepo baby too, and I had something like nepotism, if I could ride on the coattails of nepotism, I'd do the same thing too. But hey,
no,
that's life. I've given up on merit and living and thinking that I live in a democratic and a meritocracy of a society.
We're done for sure.
Merit doesn't exist. Hard work, consistency. But no one is doing anybody any favors out of the goodness of their heart.
Oh, no.
Doesn't exist.
Definitely not happening. That's definitely not happening. When I be like...
Yeah. Not to say there isn't good people in this world.
Oh, no.
But there's more bad people than there are good people.
Unfortunately. And the more as time goes on, you just kind of see that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're seeing it right now. What's going on in the world. So.
What's going on in the world? Being exposed, yeah. Obviously, I wouldn't want to be exposed to every... evil in the world, yeah. But there's a certain amount of evil. Yeah, my wording might not be the best, but there's a certain amount of evil that one has to be exposed to know what to avoid and know what to expect out of this world.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're exposed to it later in life, you might not be well equipped to handle it. And most of the things that we go through is about, okay, how well equipped are you for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready to get through this storm? Because a lot of people don't survive through certain things.
Yeah.
Heartbreak, their career path going in another direction.
Yeah.
Friendship, your family dynamics. A lot of people, respectfully, don't know how to handle that.
No, it's true.
They crumble, they crash, they're not the same person. They can't pick themselves up again. When you hear people say, oh, I went through this and I was able to pick myself up again, I rate you.
Yeah.
Because not everybody can do that.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. I just had a thought, actually. And I was just thinking, is it a counter argument?
Yeah.
But
it is. It is.
No, I was thinking schools as well, because you see society is changing, innit? As you can see before our eyes, like AI is right. Yeah.
The acting community, that's where they're on strike. We stand with you.
And like society is changing. So I do feel like for schools, no, I want to say the not the right thing, but I want to know that I want to articulate exactly what's going in my brain, because my brain's doing 300 thoughts.
Don't let the comment section get to you. If you want to say how you want to say it. I know. She is Miss Kick Rock, so she really don't give a damn about what you think.
You guys be writing essays for your God, right? If you instead of you focus on your life, that essay that you wrote about your life, or invest in yourself, you wasted time.
Facts.
Anyways, I feel like if schools changed the way they educate, but modeled the education to be a bit more relevant as well to the kids of today.
So what kind of topics are we talking? If we're trying to resonate with the kids of today.
I don't have any kids, so I don't know. Kids of today, from what I'm thinking of, what kids of today, a lot of what do they watch? I don't know. I don't have kids. I'm not around like kids. That's the thing.
So you think there should be more topics that resonate to this day and age?
Yeah.
So like more IT based.
Yeah.
Technological based top subjects.
Yeah.
Finance, because finance are going through the window.
Well, this is it. Well, they don't want you to know that, because if you know that, then you'll be smart.
But just basic finances. Yeah. Like, we shouldn't be living in a society in a big 2023 and people are still complaining about being in debt, not knowing to handle their finances, not knowing how to budget. And I think to myself, okay, these state schools that are government funded, at least give the children a basic to go out in the wilderness that you call a London city in a big UK.
No, they don't want you to do that.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. The only way you benefit off the working class is to keep them poor. My bad.
Yes.
How dare I?
Yeah, you're expecting too much, darling.
I'm expecting too much, man. If you go to a state school, you're not trying to educate them and make them into leaders.
Develop them. How dare you think such a thing should be done
in state schooling?
Whoa,
no, you,
darling. We only educate the elite.
Yes,
so
private
that we can
schools.
keep the money flourishing through the elite.
Yes. We don't want the money to stay with you. You might circulate for a bit, but then it comes back to us.
You want to make them think that they have an opportunity, of a chance?
No, but we must sell them hope.
Yes.
Because that is how we keep the working class happy. We give them the hope. That's why we'll give them the national lottery from time to time.
Religion.
Hope and religion. For the fake pastors out there, you know who you are. Okay, performing your fake miracles.
Some of the videos I've seen.
Rolling up in Lamborghinis.
I've seen a video of this pastor. I don't know if it was in Africa. I think it was.
Of course it
One
is. That's
somewhere
where
in
they sell
Africa. And the pastor had like hooks on his back.
Of
yeah.
course. Oh, not flying.
And he was pretending to, they were praising and praying to God, he was pretending to rise and go to heaven.
Like Jesus did when
And people were eating it up.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
As
but
a Christian, I'm embarrassed by the amount of false prophets we have out there. Like, you're really making Christianity look bad because you're just you're a failed businessman or these false prophets are people that failed at creating a business, and they think to themselves, how easily can I sell hope? Oh, I know, I'll create a church.
Yeah.
And take advantage of people
And
who are
tell
at their
them-
lowest.
Yeah, and tell them, no. Don't work hard. Just fund the church.
Just fund the church.
This is how you're paying basically to go to heaven when you die.
But my thing that worries me is that the same people that attend these churches have access to a scripture that tells you and warns you about these things that are going to happen.
Yeah.
The same scripture says that faith without works is dead. Yet you call your pastor daddy and expect him to grant your 3 wishes. Make it make sense.
That's so disgusting. Some of the things I hear about these pastors, I was just thinking, what? These young kids are lost, my friends. Lost. What? Daddy.
It's the hope. I'm telling you, there's no currency like selling hope.
No, it's true. True. Hope you have you in the maddest things.
Hope will have you doing
recklessness.
the
Hope
thing
you have you be sleeping with the pastor thinking that's
your blessing.
Yeah. If you sleep with me, money will come to you.
I'm telling you, money will find you. It's okay. I will say that it is easy to manipulate people. If you're a master manipulator, of course you're gonna have victims. But it gets to a point where it's like, can we start reading again?
Yeah.
Like, if you have a Bible, can you start reading your Bible?
But this is why we're saying to maybe take away the phones so maybe you can read, because some people can't read.
Some people can't write.
Can't write or read, bro. Why are you doing and it's not because that you have a disability or anything of a sort. It's just simply because you are incapable of reading because you spend more time watching something than actually being able to read something
and understanding. People underestimate the art of understanding the information you're taking in. So when you're in school and you think you're smart because you can regurgitate, operative word being regurgitating information, when you can regurgitate information, it doesn't mean you understand what you're reading. It doesn't mean you even understand what you're doing. You're just writing what you've been told. You need to understand the text so you can't be finessed in this world.
Yeah.
You got to be in it, not of it. But you too busy trying to blend in that before you know it, you're of this world.
Yeah. Honestly, but I mean, you see it on like blog pages when they will put something up, right? Obviously, like something to get people triggered. And then when you read the actual article, what it says on the page there, it's like, oh, you're like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Or even when whatever they put, they put it in a way like the basic person, man, they won't have brain to actually read that properly.
No.
All they did is pick up on the trigger words. The two or three trigger words, and then they run with that and go in the comments. And then you just see people in the comments are like, y'all don't know how to read.
No.
To understand, you literally read 1 or 2 words and said, that's what it said. It's like, that's not what it said.
And unfortunately, it's the wrong people, You know when people are just loud and wrong? They're the ones that have the time to write the essays in the comment section. And if you have enough of those people in the comment section, you'll think, okay, maybe this is the right opinion.
No, yeah.
Just because the majority says it's right doesn't make it right.
No, 100%. First of all, writing essays in comment sections, you need to stop doing that.
I don't want to seem like an asshole, but I don't think... I'm too busy to write essays in a comment section.
It takes a lot of energy, you know.
You proofreading that as well.
Yeah.
Like, how much time do you have on your hands?
No, don't do that. Don't write essays. A line, cool. 2 lines if you want, cool. Because some people are writing paragraphs. The energy they've taken to write that paragraph, you could have written a book.
Have you seen people argue in the comment section?
Oh my gosh.
I think to myself, I'm entertained, but I'm worried at the same time.
Like, because people get so lost in the social media, so they start thinking it's real life, that they're like, yeah, because you know, when I was 5, my grandma did this and that, and then they now start spewing things that have got nothing to do with the topic of the conversation, because they're just so lost in that argument and writing this essay and trying to be right, that they're now saying things. You're just thinking, my brother, you're not at work.
No. You're not getting paid for this.
No.
You're not journalists.
No.
If it was a live though, if it's a live argument like on your TikTok, your Instagram, calm. But you're writing.
Ooh.
There's effort.
Like essays. It's not even like they're doing 4 lines, like a paragraph, 4 or 5 lines. A whole essay.
That's crazy. So just circling back to the kids, yeah. They're taking away the phones. They're locking up the phones. They're doing this and that. I like it. I feel that it's going to allow children to develop their own personalities, because schools are producing a lot of sheeps. And I'm not talking about the workforce. I'm talking about personalities where people... People are too afraid to be themselves.
They don't have to. Who am I?
I've seen my favourite celeb wearing this, so now I want a £400 t-shirt, but your mum's on benefits. Allow it. Let mumsy rest and understand where you're at right now. You know, back in the day, kids used to know they're poor. Yeah. And when you knew you were poor, you don't ask stuff that you know you can't afford. But you got kids nowadays who don't know that they're poor, and they're asking their mum or dad for things that their household cannot do. No. But the internet will make you think, surely I have access to this. Yeah. The reality is your mum and dad might not tell you this, but you don't have access to this. Yeah. You can one day. Yeah. At this point in your life, you have to humble yourself real quick. Just be a bit humble.
Because why do you need that £400 top? Where is it done for you? I think you're still failing maths, English, and science. Even RE, simple, easy, you know. All you have to do, as you said, all you have to do is read and regurgitate. My friend, you don't even have to be thinking too hard with RE.
And in religious education, that's literally what it is. I think we need to bring humility back into the room. People don't want to be humble anymore, and there's nothing wrong with being humble. It's okay to say, can't do this right now, but one day I will. Yeah. But everybody wants what someone has right now. Nothing wrong with aiming high. Yeah. But know that it's okay where you're at right now.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they look the same.
True that. Because I start to think to myself, did you really want the £400 designer t-shirt, or did you just want it because somebody else has it?
Yeah, and then now you got about 10 girls in the same classroom with the same t-shirt, or 10 girls in the same class with same trainers.
Because their favourite influencer is wearing it. But these times you don't like it.
No, it's cool. I was going to sneeze.
Oh, is it?
It went. What's wrong?
You went and got me this Maggie, man, and it's touching me, man.
No, but for real, I just, as long as teachers are able to kind of keep the kids engaged in the way that they need to as well.
Cameras in the classroom, though, a lot of teachers have said they're not with it. I start to think to myself, what are you hiding?
Yeah, why don't you want? Because some of them are not teaching. But with the salary, some of them are getting paid.
I don't blame them.
At the same time, it's a slippery slope. Everything's a slippery slope. When you deep it, and you're like, yeah, but this is happening, and this is that. You're getting paid chump change. But at the same time, when it comes to teaching, things like teaching, being a nurse and stuff like that, one of they should get paid. They deserve way more than they get paid, because to be dealing with your kids for at least 6 hours a day, when you get to deal your child for maybe about 3 when you come home, depending on what time you come home, I beg, please, they need to be paid more. However, as well, when you get in those kind of jobs, they require a certain type of personality.
Thank you. And you know how many checks you're doing when you're working with children? Yeah. And you're working with somebody's most precious, person, someone's child.
Some FREE for nigga free.
It's a slippery slope. What are we saying?
It's a slippery slope. That's the thing with this. When it comes to kids not having enough phones out in schools, but then it's like teachers don't want to have the
cameras in the
class.
Like, why don't you want the camera in the classroom?
Yeah, exactly. Teachers ain't trying to teach, but then when you're not getting paid that well, who the fuck cares anymore?
Yeah.
But then it's like, to be a teacher, you have to be a certain. It does require a certain level of character, because you have to give an F about people's kids, and sometimes even when you're not getting paid like that. But it's hard, because it's like when money make the world go around, you're gonna care about making money at the same time. Not all the time, but it is gonna matter, because you got bills to pay.
It's true. You know what? Nothing wrong with kids having their phones. Obviously, you don't need distractions in the classroom. I get. I don't think there's a particular age where it's inappropriate for a child to have a phone. I just feel like the purpose of the phone, what is the functionality of that phone when you're giving it to that child at that age? I had a phone from as young as, I want to say year 4, year 5, off the top of my head. It might have been younger, whatever. But at that time, the only function that phone had to serve was calling.
Yeah.
I maybe played Snake on it, whatever. So for a young child, even no matter what age you're in, if it's a very young child, give them a phone for the functionality of calling and messaging the parent. When you get older, okay, now you get a phone with social media apps on it. With, like apps are able to be on it. But I don't think you should give a young child an iPhone.
But what are they going to give them? Snakes? The Nokia 3310? That's the only thing.
I might have to hand the Nokia 3310, because if you're 10 years old, you don't need apps on your phone.
I get it, but this is the thing. The reality is, the world is no longer there anymore.
But so you're going to give your 10-year-old an iPhone?
Instead of fighting against it, find ways to work with it to help that child.
Are you going to give your 10-year-old an iPhone?
That's what I'm asking. If I can afford it, yeah. I mean, I will afford it, but yeah. Because I feel like you also going to set your child out to get bullied. Your child's getting bullied with a Nokia 3310. They're getting bullied. So you have to pick. It's like, I know it's hard. And yes, no one wants the children to be having all these smartphones and stuff. But instead of fighting, that's what I'm saying. There's no point.
What? Okay.
Try and find ways.
You're giving your child at 10 years old a phone that has the capability of downloading apps. So are you saying you're comfortable with your child having a phone with apps on it? And what apps are they having at 10 years old?
Well, that's the thing. It's like that's when parenting comes in. That's what I'm saying.
So parent us then.
Because I'm not a parent. No, so I can't be parenting. I can't exactly be giving people parenting skills when I'm not a parent myself.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old with an iPhone is dangerous to me.
It's, of course, anything is dangerous with a kid when they're young.
And these kids, because they are very in tune with technology, they have the capability of downloading all these apps. So for me, I'd feel more comfortable giving them a phone, an Android phone, whatever kind of phone.
Well, you say Android is more...
No. But what I'm saying is that I'm going to give you a
Android
phone.
People don't have it, because she just said Android. She didn't say...
No.
Not even an old school Apple, She could have said an Apple iPhone 4. That shit ain't even that great. Like, can you even get that? If you can get that, she's saying about Android.
I don't want my 10. If I have a 10-year-old child, I don't want them with a phone with social media apps on. You don't need to be on social media. Everyone
don't give them a musical. Don't put thingy on there. Internet on it.
Yeah, but for example, you would want your child to have WhatsApp.
Why? You can text.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. If we're not gonna have the WhatsApp, bog standard phone, calling, texting, that's it.
Because but schooling has changed too.
How so?
So certain things require apps. See? What? Schooling has changed too.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I'm not comfortable.
I'm just letting you know, because I have a sister and her age already. They had certain apps and certain things. The way they could certain things is done is online and stuff like that. Yeah. So I can only imagine as a child in this day and age, schooling has changed for sure. So I'm saying you're going to be met with challenges. I'm not saying disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just saying you're going to be met with challenges. And eventually, society is going to make you face the fact that for my kid's going to have a phone.
They will.
And they're going to have apps. So if you're not prepared to have those conversations, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do?
I'm prepared to have the conversations. But my thing, I think, is at a certain age, the job is to minimize the amount of exposure your child has to the world we live in. 100%. Because there are so many opinions going on in society. There's so many things in media that children are just taking in. And as a parent, you want to be able to control to an extent, because obviously that child will one day become an adult. But you want to be able to control the information they take in to help 100%. Mold them into the right kind of adult. You know, obviously you can't make them be what you want to be, but you want to help them to become a healthy adult. And the way the media is, there is no watershed. No, there's not. And that's the scariest thing. You want to protect children, protect them. You want to minimize the exposure, because exposure is inevitable. But the fact that we don't even have a proper watershed anymore, your children are being exposed to things at ages, and you're having to have conversations a lot earlier, because the media has said, we don't give a damn about your children. No. Whatever agenda, narrative or propaganda we want to put out there, we want to put it out there, and we want to plant that seed as early as possible, and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, whatever power I have, I want to make sure I get in there first.
100%. But this is what I also say, like, things like trying to engage your child's mind. Because it's, do you know what I mean? Yeah, because it's like, cool, like, you can do this, like, okay, giving you Nokia 3310 and whatever. But what are you doing to engage a child mind? Because that child, if you're not going to use things to make them grow a love for other things in that same time, when they're going to their friend's house, they're gonna go on that iPhone and whatever, and you think you cannot escape. You cannot come out, Mama. We're chopping at this bomber. I'm telling you, because you know what it is. I've been. As I said, I don't even have a sister that's young
enough to know what's going on right now.
However, like, just from having friends who have kids that are young enough to be one, it's everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard.
It's like you would have to, the inevitable is going to happen. So at least making sure you do your best to counteract with, okay, cool. You're having okay for 10. You can go to your friend's house and do whatever, or your iPad that you have to have for school to do work, because a lot of schools now is something, when it comes to certain ages as well, iPads are now required and stuff. Cool, that iPad is required now for work, to do some work. Cool, I'm gonna try and engage your mind. I'm gonna try and put child protective this on the app. Did you get it? I'm gonna start doing.
Fam, growing up, did you have any type of parental limits?
Exactly.
But did you have it?
Parental limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have nothing. So
well, like like on the internet, like for
television, I didn't have jack.
None.
TV didn't have a pin. Okay.
Oh, we had a pin.
Free fall. There was no pin. No. Internet, nothing. Phone, nothing.
No, internet. We had limit, man. If we weren't there for too long, get the
nada.
We had to. Everyone had like a certain. You have your allocated time and because remember I had lots of siblings, so it's not lots, but I got a few siblings, so it's like
you got more than me. So.
So it's like we are rotating on the computer. And then eventually it's like, okay, cool. Well, go and entertain yourself other ways, because my friend time is getting up. Like especially my dad was very strict with certain things, innit? Yeah. Because it was like, no, you've got to like stimulate that mind.
Have you ever racked up the phone bill like on a contract phone as a kid?
My mom, sorry, but she knows that I love her.
I was traumatized. You know what happened to me? Ooh. I didn't know any better, innit? Yeah. So I'm thinking contract phone, just call.
Where is it?
I'm calling to someone I was speaking to at the time as a kid, yeah? The bill comes in. High.
Yeah, same.
My dad, he's like, why is the bill this high? He opens it up here in front of me, sits down. He says, sit down. He starts to call every single number on the list, yeah? And there's one number that keeps reoccurring, and it's a guy. My dad's like, who the hell is this? Why is my daughter calling you? It was so embarrassing. After that, I said, I will never call anybody again. I said, no, I'm going to respect myself. Yeah. My dad is so extra and so old school that I was like, just put me on SIM only. Yeah. Please. When 5 day... What's the 5 day pass?
Yeah, 5 day pass, that was beautiful.
5 day pass?
Mm-hmm. When I was on contract, it was a limit for how many minutes you could use, so I had to use it wisely. That's usually Wazzy, or unless they'll be the ones to call me because I can't call. Because after I racked that phone bill up, I said limit. And you know what it did? The lowest of low. Just so I can even understand if you everything I get, just let me give you just the lowest of low. So you can contact. Yeah. In case if something happens to you, you can contact me. But you have to speed up on what you're saying on the phone because that minute's like 100 minutes or something like that. It's 100 minutes, that's like an hour and a bit. You're keeping them conversations short and sweet.
You know the only reason I even went on Orange was Orange Wednesdays.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, the cinema was looking like a club.
Delicious.
The cinema was looking like a club.
What do you mean? Everyone was eating up the Orange Wednesdays. Oranges and then 5-day pass. The 5-day pass was nice because at first it started it was £5.
T-Mobile.
Then it went, it was like 5 days for, was it £5?
5 days for £5. And then when yours ran out, you're like to your friend, you get it this week. And then you do the calling.
Exactly.
Pass the parcel.
Then it went to £10, but it was, you had to £7.50, but you had to top up £10 because you can't top up for £7.50.
Yeah, you can't.
And so that was painful. When you're making that decision to put that 5-day pass, you're like, damn, that's my tenner gone.
That was part of the budget back then. Exactly. And now it's gone.
Gone. That was gone.
T-Mobile and Orange, they're gone now, innit?
I think T-Mobile turned... they joined together? I know one of them is EE, and they became EE eventually, no? In here?
They still got Orange in France.
Okay, wow.
It was very mad to see that.
Yeah, it does.
But we need an incentive. I want an incentive to go out again. You know when they said eat out to help out? Mm-hmm. I want incentives again.
Out to help out.
Were you? How do you feel now?
I wish they could bring it back.
Even though you knew it was like a trick though.
I was enjoying the affordability for some places.
What was it? What was eat out to help out again? It was crazy. It was like, how much off?
Depending on like the restaurants or whatever, like you get a certain amount. I think it was some places like half off.
It was mad.
Yeah, it was like half off.
That was crazy.
I could do with that now.
In the cost of living crisis. Boy.
Because people were enjoying it at the same time because remember like a lot of people lost their jobs. True. Or you were furloughed. What money have you got?
It's true. And also the hospitality industry took a hit during COVID though.
They needed to get people to come back in.
Yeah.
And people are now coming back in, but it's expensive. That some restaurants I'm seeing dead.
Really?
Yeah, it's expensive, man, to eat out now.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear it. There's no incentives though. Like
exactly. O2
had incentives for going to concerts and stuff like that.
Yeah, still do. O2 still do like O2 probably like one. I don't know about other places, but yeah, O2 do have some nice cheeky deals and stuff like that. I like the on Friday and Saturday in the mornings. Do with Greg's. They have a Greg's incentive.
What is that?
You can either get a free sausage roll or a sausage or bacon in a roll, whatever roll you want. Yeah. So I do it sometimes.
Today from Greg's.
Yeah, I do it sometimes. In the morning. On Fridays, I go into work because I'm early. So
is that O2?
Yeah, I'm just like, oh yeah, can I? Yeah, can I get a roll? Yeah. Yeah, okay, scan. Boom. Saves peas, boy.
It does.
Exactly.
Every penny counts nowadays, man. Because travel is you see Christmas, yeah? I love Christmas. I'm big on Christmas. However, I know that Christmas means that travel will go up next year. I don't know how much higher it's going to get before I start to think to myself, I might as well hire a chauffeur.
At this point.
Because when you live in a particular zone, when you live beyond zone 2, when you live beyond zone 3, let me get that off again because the Maggie you got me is touching me. When you live beyond zone 2, when you live beyond zone 3, it gets spenny with travel. Yeah. And every time the new year comes around, they're like, hey, we've taken it up by 2, 3, 4, 5%. And you start to work out, weekly travel card is... Yeah. It's getting a bit there.
Exactly. And you know what is peak is, you know what makes it actually really, really peak is the zone 1. Because...
everyone's getting into it.
Exactly.
You got to go through it. Exactly. You can't go around it.
That's what pisses me off is if I'm not getting out of zone 1, why am I being charged? Because I have to go through it. I don't have a choice. I'm not even tapping out.
So if my train's going through it, why am I paying for it?
Exactly. What do you want me to do? To hover? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what do you want from me? That's the thing. Because it's like, if you like between zone 2 and 2 to 4, even some places to seek some people depending on where you live in the outskirts, like being further out. So like Edmonton and 9, that's zone 6.
Ah,
I think,
if I live in a zone 6, I don't think I can work in a zone 1. That's mad.
Yeah, but
money have to make.
Money have to make.
Zone 6.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but look, zone 2 to 4, 4, yeah.
2 to 4, yeah.
Predominantly, a lot of people live them zones.
Yes.
So it's not that bad when you're living through those zones because it's not as spenny. But when the chain has to go through zone 1, that's why it catches you, and you don't realize they have made that zone 1
the epicenter, the fastest route. They've made zone 1 the fastest route. So even if you think I'm gonna finesse it and go around, you think to yourself, my 1 hour journey really has turned into 2 hours. Am I the fool?
Yep. And
if I don't go for it,
it could have been a £2 something journey to a £4 journey, basically.
Okay, you know when you go on the train, and you're leaving the train, and then let's just say on this occasion you take the disabled barriers, and someone goes behind you. Sometimes do you feel like I've paid for this and only I should go through this, or do you like, you know what, let me help some people out? That's my charity for the day. Because sometimes, I don't mind when it's a youngin that goes behind me, but when it's an adult, I think to myself, I paid for this.
Do you know what? I never really think about it.
Do people go behind you?
I never really go to the big barriers.
I do.
I go, like, only time I go to the big barriers, as if I've done that, usually would be a point where it's not really that busy. So the person and I don't know, I never really check if they're coming through like behind me. But I feel like if you did that, I'll be pissed just because I wish it was me.
Yeah, innit? Like, I wish I got the free journey. Like, I wish I had the guts to bump train.
Yeah.
But my shame won't allow me bump train. Shame won't allow me to bump the train because I don't know how I feel if someone's like, you didn't pay for your journey.
If I get caught, I'll be so embarrassed.
So the shame. The shame of bumping train doesn't allow me to bump train. Because there's something else that happens, What's this thing that happens? My mind's gone blank.
Yeah. Brain freeze.
Literally, that's what it is
or
right
fog.
now.
Is it fog or freeze? I don't know. It's fog. Imagine.
Yeah, that's what it is right now.
Brain fog.
It's a serious fog.
But yeah, no, man. Like, I don't know. I don't ever check. To be fair, because I don't no longer work in Central. So I haven't had to think about those things. And I try to avoid... I only go through like going like towards Central, whatever, when it's like important times and stuff like actual reasons. So now I just catch a bus. So it's cut down my cost on travel.
Yeah.
A lot because of where I work.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I was going to say.
Because it doesn't even make sense to drive. Like, I know some people that drive and I'm like, the amount you spend because you get stuck in traffic and all that stuff. You're actually just better off catching the bus.
Fam, I got a car, but I take train more now because safety-wise, some long journeys I'm sleeping. So I'd rather go on a train. Secondly, you end up spending the same amount and it could be a bit cheaper when you just hop on the train. But, you know, I may have created it that way. So if I speak now. But one thing, that's what I was going to say before, Am I the bad person if I'm on the train and I did my due diligence to download my movie and I'm watching it, and if someone looks at it and I turn the screen like, you can't share this with me right now, am I the bad person on public transport?
Why are you even leaning? You're rude. You're mannerless. You mannerless dog. If you're going to watch, do it not obvious. Mannerless dog.
But the thing I don't get is when people do that, you can't hear it. I might do a young subtitle sometimes.
No, but I get like sometimes you just, it's nosiness. Yeah, you might just do. Oh yeah, that's a good episode. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Imagine coming to even stretch your neck across that long throat of yours to be watching someone else's thing. Nah, mind your business. You can't be doing that.
There's no decorum on public transport anymore.
No,
now, you know? Because there's that. There's the people that think they can read a newspaper when the train is full.
Widely. If I just grab that stupid propaganda off your hands
that you're reading. Because my thing is this, if the train is full, forget about reading the newspaper. you fold that Metro and put it in your back pocket. If the train is a bit full and it's not too packed, then you can do a half page. Like, you know when you fold it over and you're like, this is humble. This is I don't give a damn.
No.
And if you do I don't give a damn, I'm gonna nudge you.
You know what? The people that also I find annoying, that they will come and sit next to you and spread themselves
because their balls are the biggest balls on this earth, Abby. Because you're heavyweight, Abby. If you don't,
they will be doing this.
If you don't close your legs,
fam, your little nasty ass is stick that there,
fam. When you're on the train, this is decorum.
Like
when you do this,
you're it's terrible. Like
you're an ass.
You're an arsehole.
You better close it.
Legs.
How dare you are on public transport and you're doing this like you're in an Uber.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like they will be not only just with their legs, they'll be even trying to spread.
When people do this, I think to myself, oh, you want a bamba?
You want a bamba? You want a G with the big boys? Because I promise you, I will also bamba with you too.
I'm the biggest.
Let us.
Madness,
let us both be doing elbow.
I'm so sorry if we're both on public transport. The level's been set. Let's be very frank. So you need to do, even if there's leaning, you need to do this. You need to do this. And everyone can have a good day. Or if you got a handle, you have to agree that you're going to lean to the left. You never lean to my right. Because that's my area.
My thing is, it's like, yes, I don't really care which side you lean to, but both handrests are not for you. One is for you.
Yeah, one.
Decide which side. Because my friend, I'm having one. Or I promise you, I'll make this ride very uncomfortable.
We're going to be elbowing each other the whole
I will make it very uncomfortable. And I'm that type of person, like, if I'm thinking, I'll just do, you know what, let me just move forward and really spread.
Or
you will feel it.
Or those people that get on the train, and say you're sitting down and they come on the train, and they're like this. Wait, they're like bums to your face.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No.
There's a level of distance you have to have till it gets mad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, stand to the side.
Okay, so if I'm on the train as a woman, and I'm sat down and you're a man and you come on, you can't face your front to me. Because it's awkward.
Exactly.
So if I'm on the train as a woman and you're a man, I'd rather you face your back to me than your front to me. Because then your business...
But why not just stand to the side, like common sense? Like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I do. I'll just stand in the side. So none of me is facing